I might need to watch Disco
dark
Dancer.
shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
David, you look absolutely terrific, honestly. You've got like glue on.
This is where the worst begins. This is where we must stop. For beyond is the work of madness. The nightmare of insane murder and lingering death.
Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows.
Someone is watching you. Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
This is Albert from the Tuesday Show. You're listening to the goddamn Dave Hill Show, now on a flipping Monday.
No, you're an angel witch. Can you guys hear that, or am I just all alone?
Sounds great.
Oh, it sounds great.
Could have been hotter, but it sounds great.
Wait, was it going over during the intro to the show?
No, I didn't hear it.
That would have been embarrassing.
Not that.
You did say you were going to watch Disco Dancer at the very beginning, but then
That we heard.
Well, I'm glad people heard that, so they know what I intend to do immediately at the conclusion of this broadcast.
Was that?
Well, I'm sorry.
Were we supposed to hear that, or was that just you talking to yourself?
That was just me, like a Tourette's like outburst, where I was just like, I think I need to watch Disco Dancing. Now be honest, does that get tiresome at any point?
No.
I don't get tired of it.
From my angle, it looks like you're playing the patch on your hockey sweater there.
Oh, I need to sit back further. Let's get this really dialed in.
That's a hot bitch of an axe.
This is the thing, the pandemic. The pandy. But by the way, I realized that I started to hear other people call it the pandy and refer to it times as pre-pandy and post-pandy.
That's all Dave Hill.
Let me be clear. Yeah, I copyrighted all of these things. But my point is, hello and welcome to the Dave Hill Good Time Hour with me, Dave Hill, from before. How are you, boy criminal Chris Gersbeck?
I'm great. I got my my second Moderna shot.
Oh, nice. You have a glow about you, a glow of promise.
That's the other thing, is I ate outside with my family over the weekend for the first time, and not really thinking about the sun. And so my wife and I just like got completely sunburned sitting at this Thai restaurant.
Well,
yeah,
it's this early sun though. It won't last too long. It's not going to kill you.
So that's a glow. I mean, you could see the difference between the.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it. I mean, the listener can't, but those tuning into the live cast. How are you doing, New Jersey Chicken Rancher Des?
Doing well. I got my second shot as well on Friday.
What do you have?
I'm on the Pfizer.
Pfizer. I'm a Pfizer man.
Nice. I had happy to report very little side effects. I felt hungover most of the weekend. I did have a couple beers, full disclosure, but not so many that I should feel. I felt like I went a lot harder. I felt like it was a weekend in Atlantic City type of.
Oh wow.
But, other than that, not too bad. So doing well.
Wouldn't it be funny if throughout this pandemic we realized that Des was like an anti-vaxxer, and this is how we found out, was like he just refused to get vaccinated.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's not a hill I need to die on at all. You know, I had passed on like the regular flu shot a couple years ago, but for no real reason than just like let somebody else could, use it. Maybe their stock is low, but like I didn't ever give it up. But I was just waiting for the shot.
I just got hip to I realized that the flu shot has been a thing for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And I just got hip to it. And I've been getting it the last few years. Same. So not to brag. But what I was trying to say earlier, and derailed myself. This is the problem with bringing the guitar on the show, is that, as you've witnessed, is I say something, and then as soon as I ask a question, I'm like, "Hey, Des, what did you do today?" And then it's rude.
Yeah, it gives my action, little extra.
I think you should just do that in real life, like just carry one of those little practice amps on a battery.
I would. I mean, I really would if it were more practical.
I rigged one up once when I was young at it. Like, they had the instructions in Guitar magazine, and I had like a doorbell, like a doorbell speaker and a battery and like a little bit of wire, and you could suction cup it right to the guitar.
Oh, nice.
You do it for $20.
It's obnoxious what I'm doing right now. This is
It sounds better when I talk with that.
Yeah, if you just could,
I'll just keep going, and it just gives it that much more importance when I'm talking about Radio Shack and the history of technology and what people don't know anymore.
Oh boy. I was just gonna say though, I'm gonna put this down because I'm starting to. No, I'm lying. I was gonna say I'm starting to annoy myself, but I'm not. I get a real charge out of it.
Got to get loose for the show.
But I probably would. I was just thinking before this show. How I'm like, I need work. I guess a lot of people do, but it doesn't make me unique. But I was like, what do I do again, for a living? I have no idea. I ride my bike a lot and I rip guitar solos. Anyway, but all by way of saying, if things don't pick up soon, now that we're emerging out of the pandemic slowly, hopefully, I will just start wearing a guitar and a little practice amp everywhere, and just carry like a tip jar on my buttock or something.
Have you done any busking? Anything like that? Did you ever take off for, a couple of weeks and play your way across like Ireland or some shit like that?
No.
No?
No, maybe I should. Maybe I think once in college, my friend John and I did in the subway. We tried it, and I don't think it went very well, as I recall.
That was college, though. You got so much more experience.
That was college, yeah. So much more heat. But what we should have said already. You may have to edit this, actually, Chris. Because we're 12 minutes into the program already, and I have not mentioned that today marks the very beginning of the Max Fun Drive 2021.
Yeah.
Today
through May 14th.
Through May 14th. So we will be encouraging you to support this podcast and the Maximum Fun Network so we can continue this show, this meandering show, like a golf cart with no steering wheel. This show is with guitar solos added wherever. We could really use your support. And not to brag, you don't get let's just come out and say it, Chris and Des. You get a Dave Hill Goodtime Hour pin by supporting this program.
Right.
Chris, do we have a photo of the pin?
Yes.
I'm glad these are all the pins that you can get.
These are all of them, but if you how do I zoom on this?
Pins for other shows that many would argue are better than this one.
By their moms, maybe. But...
You can get all these pins. They're all ones. I would they are really good.
They all look really good together too. It's like, yeah, you gotta have them all.
You raise a good point. It seems weird not to get all of the pins. And you can go to maxfun.org.
Maximum Fun.
What?
MaximumFun.org.
I know, Maximum Fun. As I was saying it, I was like, I have my blood sugar levels. MaximumFun.org. Or as I like to abbreviate it and get the website wrong, my way. But MaximumFun.org/join. You can go. We're super grateful for your support. I know everyone's like, oh, Dave, you're an international man of whatever. You don't need support. Yeah, I do. That's not a really good pitch for asking for support at all. But we're super grateful for your support, and we're honored to be part of Maximum Fun, that, we're responsible for all sorts of amazing shows like Jordan Jesse Go, Judge John Hodgman, 7 many. I don't know. I said 7. I was going to say 70 million, but then I made it. Then I was about to make it sound like there's a million. There's not. It's just the cream of the crop. So we encourage you. I know I say it every episode, but this is the actual Max Fun Drive. So I'm really encouraging you to get in on all the goodness that comes with supporting Maximum Fun and this show, the Dave Hill Good Time Hour, with me, Dave Hill, boy criminal Chris Gersbeck, and New Jersey chicken rancher, Dez.
That's
It's quite the gang we've assembled here.
sure.
It's Rogues Gallery. And there's many levels. You can, for as little as $5 a month, you can get on board the good ship Maximum Fun and Dave Hill Good Time Hour.
And like a million other great shows too. Like
A million others. Chris,
Judge John Hodgman, My Brother and Me,
great show
Depression Mode,
with John Moe.
Baby Geniuses. There's so many. There's
Like I said, shows that are better than this one. I mean, I'll just come out and say it. You know, this is a utility show. This is a show where you get a little bit of everything.
Sure.
You get criminal dealings, if that's even a thing. Again, low blood sugar at the moment. Guitar solos. You get live chickens on occasion.
It's been a while.
Calls from Canada.
We got a super chat here from
We got a super chat.
Dan Wally, who says, Dave, strap on the pig nose amp and go wandering.
Go on. How will I host the show, or is that the message they're trying to send?
That would be a good episode.
Here's the problem. As a Z-list celebrity, you could imagine that it's a bit tricky for me to just go wandering in New York City playing, that's like the Beatles when they, when the Beatles played on top of the building, and then there was we all saw it was all sorts of trouble. But yeah, there would be a traffic jam at the very least. Dave, I love that strap. I gotta get a pig nose amp.
What's a pig nose amp? I'm ignorant to that.
It's sort of a well-known, portable amp. But we let's focus as little as possible. No, we have an amazing show as always. Coming out of the gate with this show, the first show of the Max Fun Drive 2021 with Caitlin Brodnick and Sue Smith from the Scam Wow podcast. You know what's crazy? I'm watching on YouTube the U's and the Tubes, and it's paused, and it scared the living hell out of me.
Why? Like an awful face it was paused on?
Yeah, it just scared me. But it scared me deeply. A 1 and a 2 says, I kind of liked the WFMU drives. I think it pushes artists to dig deep in the chuckle hut well to maintain creative stamina. Right, Dave? I disagree.
Those FMU drives were exhausting.
They're stressful. Any sort of drive, it's on, as it's no fun asking for money.
People understand.
So I would argue I find it stressful. But it's a delightful stress that tugs at my loins. But no, to answer a 1 and a 2's question, no, I hated the WFMU drives. They were my least favorite shows to do ever during my time at WFMU. I hated it.
The show was 3 hours a week, but it consumed every waking hour for those 2.5 weeks that it went on.
It was absolute hell.
It was.
Didn't you do like an hour of you and threatening to only play Don Henley if you didn't meet your goal? Does this sound familiar? This was sold.
I think Uptown Girl Radio.
Uptown.
Oh, was it Uptown Girl?
Billy Joel. And that's not a threat. That was really something I would have liked to have seen happen.
Just nothing but... Was it nothing but Uptown Girl? On a loop?
Yeah, Uptown Girl Radio. That was my threat. You know.
Out a little bit, too.
Hmm?
I just remember that it existed. I don't remember any of the details. Just out of fear that it was going to happen, I guess.
Uptown Girl Radio. I would argue, I swear, I mean, at the very least, Uptown Girl Radio, which is to say, a radio station that only plays the song Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, would it easily have to be more popular than this show. I mean, if you just crunch the numbers, Billy Joel fans,
with a certain set, perhaps, but
people that like the song Uptown Girl, the Venn diagram, 6 billion humans on Earth.
Okay.
People that like the song Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. You know what the Venn diagram of that looks like?
Yeah, but
it's a circle. It's a circle.
They're rapidly dying off. I'm not in that circle.
Well, if you look at, you have to look at it pretty closely to realize that it's not just a circle of all 6 million people on Earth.
Then your Venn diagram's falling apart. We're out here.
Okay, so there's like 7 people that don't like Uptown Girl.
I'm not a huge fan of Uptown Girl.
I can put together 15 if you give me like an hour.
But I'm saying in the big picture, that's like pissing in an ocean.
I can find 20 people that like Dave Hill before I can find 15 Uptown Girl fans. That's my...
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or the harshest insult I've ever heard in my life. I honestly don't know. At 3 a.m, which is when I wake in the middle of the night and reassess everything in my life, I'll think about this and I'll figure out whether I've just been complimented or insulted.
Do you want to?
I'm not sure.
You want to talk to Elvira to take your mind off of it? Because he's on hold.
Yes, desperately.
Okay.
The number here is 201-584-7071. That's 201-584-7071. And as long as I'm reciting things, go to MaximumFun.org/join. We'd be super grateful for your continued support of this program.
You there, Elvira?
To keep me in moisturizers. Is this... We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? How's this?
We can hear you.
That's better.
I don't know how I feel about it, but yes, I can hear you.
You have my apologies. I was wondering if I gave to the Max Fun, could I then call into the show and maybe be on the show?
I mean, it's happening now, so you just answered your own question.
Wow. You guys work so fast.
I mean,
that's
I guess that's kind of what you were going for, but yeah. I'll even, a 1 and a 2 reference the WFMU drives, which I cannot highlight enough. Were absolute hell for me. But I will, if you call and even suggest that you're gonna make a pledge at MaximumFun.org/join, I'll play whatever riff you want in the history of all music. So Elvira, what would you like to hear? I'll play it.
Yes. Let's
Angel Witch, got it. I'm sorry, go ahead. What was the question?
Nice.
What were you going to request? Kansas? Whoa, I'm sorry, what were you going to request?
Well, here's a question for you. What are the uses of fretless versus a fretted guitar? What are your thoughts?
Fretless guitar.
I can only think of one person. I know Bumblefoot, the former Guns N' Roses guitar player, of the many, He seems to play them. I'm not sure what the purpose would be. I mean, you can't play Angel Witch on it.
I'm about to discover that.
Wait, what?
It's on the way this weekend. It is a fretless.
Well,
You're going to get a fretless guitar?
Bass ukulele.
A fretless bass ukulele. Now you're talking. I mean, God forbid I agree with you wholeheartedly, Elvira. But I do think that would be fun, at least for maybe weeks.
Yeah, well, it's fun for kind of simulating more of an upright bass and being able to get that long, slow slides and not being so much about the individual tonations.
But can you play Danzig on it? Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Sorry. I don't know if you can do it on
quick
that.
Danzig story. He was doing a show in Minneapolis at Prince's old club, The Quest. I got backstage passes. About an hour after the show, he comes into the room all kind of sauntering in like a dark Wolverine.
Of course. What else would you want him to do?
Two women rush up to say hi to him, and they have cigarettes in their hands. This was back when you could smoke in Minneapolis.
Sure.
And then Danzig screams out in the shrillest voice I've ever heard, "Get those cigarettes away from me!" And the entire room just kind of stopped. It was as if you could hear a record scratch. He
didn't say, "Mother, get the cigarettes away from me."
Other Danzig fact.
No, you had that one quick story. Now you're.
You hang on. Oh.
Whoa, did we lose him? Wait, you have another Danzig story?
Well, no, he just pissed off a lot of people.
I mean,
I've seen that video of him getting
doesn't want to do shows, and does kind of crappy things to bands that open for him. So
yeah, there's like video footage of like him backstage at some show that he refused to go out on stage for, and then like the singer of one of the other bands confronts him backstage.
I know.
Yeah, it's the whole.
No, go ahead.
Danzig shoves the guy, and then the guy just knocks him out.
Yeah, but like he sucker punched. This was a long time ago. This is at least 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's an old one.
He sucker punches him. I guess he didn't really. Danzig pushed him, and then the guy punched him. So,
yeah.
But you know, as a story I tell at the holidays every year, the one and only time I met Glenn Danzig, he was a delight.
Oh, sure.
Smiling, laughing, charming man, and he was
Jersey guy.
That's the thing. Whenever you hear a bad story about somebody, you're probably catching them on a bad day. And often, like when you ever hear about these excessive things like writers and such, it's usually the manager who set that up. That way, if it's not set up, the talent notices the manager isn't there.
We just got schooled on show business, I think.
Showbiz tip number 321.
All right. Well, thank you, Elvira.
All right.
You overstepped. I was here for the Danzig stories, not the behind show business lessons. You enraged me.
Well, you know,
lost him. Yeah.
Thank you, Elvira.
Someone in the chat said that Des, you're a little quiet, and
He is a little quiet
on the microphone.
Yeah, and Dave, you're very loud, and I'm medium loud. So I turned up a little bit, just like.
Maybe I should turn down.
I'll do what I can. How's that?
Oh, I think that's better.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Thank you, Cosmic Matrix, for letting us know.
Oh yeah. Does that get old? Be honest.
No.
Yeah. Not at all.
Bjork plays Danzig.
Yeah, I
I
was
love
just
that
gonna-
idea.
Yeah, point that out. Matt Arnold.
Tell your children not to walk my way.
Let's see if I can do it. Let's see, because, this is important. See if we can't. Mother Danzig.
How do you think you're going to pull this off? What key?
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words. What they mean, what they say, Mother.
I'll be right back.
That's Bjork singing Danzig. What do you think? Be honest.
Close.
Where did Chris go?
He's gone tripping.
Oh, there's Chris.
He's crossed over to the other realm. It's like old man Chris. He's got this white beard on that. I guess the
Chris, what are you doing?
image was inverted. He might be setting our guests up.
I hope he edits this so it seems there's no awkward pauses.
I think we should do the whole show.
Let's take a poll in the chat. Is it really annoying that I keep playing guitar at random points, or just kind of annoying?
Can I vote?
Yeah, you can vote.
Not annoying. Kind of gives you the best guitar center feel you could want.
What's that?
Kind of gives the show like a great Guitar Center sort of feel.
Yeah, like you're hanging out at Guitar Center.
You just
it's Saturday.
Somebody's over there just ripping. Yeah, I got a good later, but
I'm sorry, I didn't catch any of that.
That's all right. I was talking to this guy over here.
Oh man, I really got to put this down because we have guests coming on, and it'd be rude if I did that to the guests.
Is that the
you guys? No, this is a Jackson soloist that I bought off a guy in a parking lot in New Jersey.
Sick. Probably Passaic County. I'm gonna bet.
I don't even know.
Or
it was on eBay, and I was like, "I'm driving through Jersey, bro. Why don't I just come in?"
We can triangulate this.
I don't remember. I was driving back to Ohio a few years ago, and I was like, along the way, I might as well buy a Jackson.
Why not?
Power move. Just buy a Jackson on the way.
Father, could I take your daughter out tonight? Gonna show all my world, oh Father.
I feel like my Bjork impression is shifting into something else that I don't really know what it is anymore.
Everybody loves the guitar editions, a 1 and a 2. Sarah Stewart only kinda, but that's in the
wait. Okay, we need a part.
LJ Payne loves it.
Wait, what's it?
Playing that right into the computer or something?
No, I just have an amp right next to on my desk.
Oh, nice.
I'm playing this. See, now I'm just practicing. This is the danger. Where did Chris go? He's part of this show.
He crossed over to the other realm and went back. Somebody pointed out on the chat, and I haven't seen him since.
Do you know that song?
I know it. I'm on a blank right now.
It's Metallica. Battery from the album Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
It's the third album. In the middle of the tour for the album, Cliff Burton, bassist Cliff Burton, was killed while on tour in Europe.
Kind of keep Metallica in a blind spot.
You do? Why? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean,
you don't like Metallica.
I don't dislike him. It's kind of also like the Who.
Like, you don't like the Who?
I like the Who.
These are controversial things to be bringing up right before we're bringing our guest on.
I don't think I've ever spent a moment thinking about the Who.
You can go straight to hell.
Jam comes on, I'm into it. My neighbor's always playing the Who. He's got the same Who's Greatest Hits CD going every weekend for the last 3 years. I'm into it. But, there they are. And I can kind of I'll be over here. So when we go into battery, which I should know, my cred might be taking a hit. You're right. So.
All right, fine.
I'm prepared to live with it.
I'm enraged. Where's Chris, and where is he going to bring our guests on?
I have not seen hide nor hair of him.
Wait, what if Chris is caught in some sort of weird vortex?
Should we send out a search party?
Yeah, or you would think that he could hear us.
Hello?
Oh, here he is.
There he is.
There he is on our show.
Sorry.
Chris, we were worried sick.
I had to grab our guest.
Chris, will you have to edit out all the random outbursts of guitar and stuff to make this into a cohesive show? Or will you, in fact, email me later this week and say, hey, Dave, what are the chances I could get you to play more guitar that I can edit into the show?
That's what I was going to say.
The latter.
I like to edit stuff, more guitar into the show.
More into the show.
Yeah.
Well, as bonus content, this was supposed to be a surprise. Originally, it was going to be all a loop of Lucy drinking water, which admittedly has not been a part of the Dave Hill Goodtime Hour because we have not recorded in the living room of my apartment where Lucy's water bowl is. But it was previously a big part of Dave Hill's podcasting incident, and any of the other 47 shows that were combined into this one show. But it could be guitar solos, water drinking, and a third thing to be decided at a later date. Anyway,
Dez's chickens.
Dez's chickens.
We can get you some chicken content, sure.
I would, now that the warm weather is here, on its way. What are the chances of getting more chicken involvement in the program, Dez?
They will be awake a little later, an hour going on an hour earlier. I could get some probably next week. We do it early in the show because they put themselves to bed about half hour before the sun goes down. Now it's starting to.
I would love it.
Yeah. Is it still light out now? I don't know. I've been inside a while.
Do you think it's pretty dark out? It's getting dark. I would argue the sun has set. Maybe not entirely.
I can get you a chicken next week.
My question to you, Des, and this is a question I guess I posed to you, Chris, as well as our guests when they come on. Do you think we can learn from the chickens, and should we be following their sleep schedule?
We basically have started to. Here.
How's it going?
Pretty well. I'm pretty well rested and getting a lot of things done. It's not the worst way to live. I'll tell you that. It keeps you honest.
That's like that's what the Amish do.
Something to be said for it.
I think. I don't honestly have any idea. I'm just speculating.
They can build a barn.
They can.
They know how to get things done.
Can't be debated.
Should
we have one of our guests, right?
Yeah, we should bring her on. I think Caitlin's going to come on a little bit later.
Let's do it. Let's bring our first guest. She is one half of the Scam Wow podcast, which we're going to do a deep dive into, ask the tough questions, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, Sue Smith. I'm counting on you to add some echo, Chris, to that, because that was... Sue, you're probably wondering why I put that pause in, and it was... We do... What happens on the show in post will blow your... Basically, a lot of reverb is added at various points.
Wow. I like an air horn with
How are you doing? Perfect. You have a great name.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very original.
Alliteration.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not wholeheartedly agreeing with, but it's sort of like my name, Dave Hill, where, there's a lot of Dave Hill. Back in the days of the phone book, there would be a lot of Dave Hills in the phone book.
I do hate to say it, but I know 2 other Dave Hills.
See?
Yeah.
Like in comedy or just in general?
One in comedy and one that's like from my husband.
There's a few. Wait, so which Dave Hill in comedy do you know besides me?
The one you're the king of Dave
I'm
Hill
the king.
comedy,
Let's be clear.
say.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Which one do you know? Which other one do you know?
Dave Hill, who is a writer, and he was on a UCB mod team.
Oh yeah, and he wrote a book, like fairly recent, or had published a book. Also, not to be confused with me, who has, written 3 books. But whatever, it's not a big deal. No, I actually had that Dave Hill was on my WFMU show. I like that Dave.
Well,
I've never met him in person.
I've heard that to be a Dave Hill, you have to write a book.
It doesn't hurt. Actually, now that you're saying it, without even trying, I can think of 3 Dave Hills, including me, who have written books. The third being the guitar player for Slade, who now I'm reminded I have that book and I need to finish it.
Dave, when you joined like SAG, did you have to specify like a middle initial or something, or does it not matter?
I thought that there would be some sort of Michael J. Fox thing that I would have to do, but I don't remember having to do that. And there is a Dave Hill that's in the Full Monty. And then there's me, and we've been duking it out on IMDb ever since. But enough about me.
No, but same with me though. With Sue Smith, there's a Sue Smith that wrote some movie with Tom Hanks a few years ago, and then there's several other Sue Smiths on IMDb. I can very rarely find my own page. So, what are you gonna do?
Do you think of using like a middle name, like Susan? Damn it! No, I can't come up with it. I guess whatever your middle name is. I was going to say Anne, Suzanne Smith, Sass.
I don't know. I feel like that's pretentious when people use their middle names. It's not me.
But they do it only for this reason. I always thought that too. I was always like Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was always like,
sure.
Who is this guy calling himself Philip Seymour Hoffman? And then, I know some people that were friends with him, and they would always call him Phil. And I was like, this is even more annoying now, because then there's then in my as I grew up and matured a little bit, I realized, he's Phil Hoffman in the day-to-day, but had to call himself Philip. You know how this ends.
Right, but Philip Seymour Hoffman and Phil Hoffman are 2 different people. You know what I mean? Like, it has a gravitas to it, Philip Seymour.
I know. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway. But my point is, I still say Sue Smith. And you're the only Sue Smith I know.
Thank you.
Same. Yeah, I don't know any other Sue Smith.
So there.
I think all the other ones are like 80.
I think I went to high school with the Sue Smith, so
really,
I can't be in the club.
I get like a Google alert for my name every week, and it's never ever about me. It's usually an obituary.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's we should probably delete this from the show, but here's the movie idea. You get the obituary for Sue Smith, and you're reading it, and you're like, wait a minute, this is my obituary. And then you have to you spend the next 90 minutes going back in time and trying to thwart your death.
I like that.
What do you
It just keeps getting rewritten until it's like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
No one steal that. That's good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if we were in a Hollywood meeting right now, they'd be like, "Hang on, let's get business affairs on the line." That's a great idea. Well, let's get you down the hall to business affairs. Get you walking out of here. Let's validate your parking and get you walking out of here with a check for $1 million. Because that's a great idea.
I've heard that's how Hollywood works. I've heard that.
It is. In my limited experience, that's been my Hollywood experience. Is parking validation, $1 million checks.
Right.
Repeat. Meeting at 11, drive across town, and happens again. By the end of the day, you just have a stack of $1 million checks.
Yeah, you just go around town collecting them.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Now, where are you right now?
I'm in LA.
You're in LA, so you're in the belly of the beast.
Truly.
And you have the listener, the people watching on the live stream know this. The listener does not. You have really great headphones on. Let's be clear.
Thank you. They're pink.
They really are.
Yeah, they are pink.
And Caitlin, Chris tells me, she is probably joining us later, but she has a human baby. This is a detail I've learned.
She has a human baby. I also have a human baby. It's crazy. It's wild.
You have a human baby too.
I do, yes.
How old is your human baby?
He is 5 months.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
He's new.
That's super new.
Does he still have that new smell?
He smells good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super. Now, and I want to come back to your human baby. How old is Caitlin's human baby?
3 years old.
Oh.
He's old.
She should be getting a job.
He can't
3
put
years
himself to
old.
bed. What is going on here?
Yeah, right. Tough enough.
I would see, based on the information that I've just received, I would have thought that you would have been tied up with the 5-month-old. But I guess 3-year-olds can run around and get into used syringes and things like that. They can get into trouble.
Yeah, I think they're more precarious because my kid, he can't even stop. You know what I mean? What's he doing? He's just laying there.
So you had so that must have been extra as not that pandemic was fun for anyone really, but that must have been extra stressful to be like, I'm having a baby, and then let's throw a pandemic on top of it.
Yeah, because I had to do it all alone. So I couldn't have anybody in my doctor's appointments. I could only have one person in the delivery room. I could only have my husband. I couldn't have a doula or family or anything like that. And then nobody could come visit. So it was weird. It was very weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hope that's getting more normal now.
Yeah, he's meeting people, which is great. He's meeting
nice.
family for the first time, which is nice.
And he's proud.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Chris.
You know how they have the standard little baby cap that they give babies when they're first born? Do they now have little baby masks that they put on the babies, or is that not done?
I wish. I saw a cute picture in Korea, I think, of babies with masks, but he did not get one. I wish.
Like tiny little baby masks?
Yeah, they were face shields. Picture I saw. Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. That is adorable.
I'll tell you what.
As much as I'm sorry, go ahead.
He has tiny sunglasses though, and those are great.
Can't go wrong there.
Wait, your baby has tiny and so you prop him up and you put the sunglasses on, you're like, hey, who's this cool guy?
Yeah, it's very Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you ever
Picture?
Yeah.
Of course I got a picture. Let me see. Let me see if I can fucking figure this
We got a Canadian
out.
super chat that just came in too.
Nils is there.
Wait, are the funds in Canadian money though?
Yeah,
they are.
Okay, I'm not sure. Well, let's read the super chat while she's pulling. Sue, can you sing your go-to lullaby that is used for your baby? Niels Rush, who actually did pay in Canadian money.
I just do your standard Twinkle Twinkle. Nothing special.
That's a classic. Yeah. That's like the Stairway to Heaven of lullabies. I assume.
I only realized this recently, and I feel ashamed to admit, but Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is the same exact melody as the alphabet song.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'll take you both to court over this. I don't think it's true.
It's the same melody.
Everyone. Okay, count of 3. Twinkle, twinkle. It does. Okay, they are similar. They may be exactly right.
They're not similar. They're identical.
They're the same. Wow. Learning a lot on this show.
Just sent you guys the pic.
Oh, great.
Okay. Chris, pull it up. So, you are co-host of the ShamWow podcast.
ShamWow.
I retrofitted the. This is what happens when I stay up past 8:30. Basically, I was thinking. Well, we all understood what I did. I blacked out. Oh my gosh! There's the photo. Look at this kid.
The glasses match the hat too.
Yeah.
I love the pinstripe. And I apologize for saying ShamWow. That's
don't beat yourself up about it.
Low brain function working at work here. I full disclosure, I ate like a fistful of vanilla wafers right before the show, and I'm suffering the effects. I've been suffering them since the start of the show. The ShamWow podcast. Backing up. That photo is adorable. Your son is adorable.
Thank you.
Can you tell us his name, or would you rather not? Because I realize people like Chris know how to just take that little bit of information,
keep meshing.
And they've set up bank accounts. They do all sorts of horrible things. So maybe you shouldn't say his name. I don't know.
His name is Wyatt.
Wyatt, that's a great name.
Thanks.
Oh man.
And fun fact about that hat that one of you commented on, his head is in the 97th percentile, so that hat no longer fits him because he's got a very big head.
Do you think, will he have a big head as an adult?
I don't know. I hope he grows into it.
I think it's better to have a big head than like a tiny head. You know?
Yeah, that's less noticeable, I think.
I guess, but as someone who, I have a very large Irish skull and have spent easily from the age of about 12 on dodging people who try to put hats on my head. Because as a kid, like, you know, people are like, hey, Dave, you try the hat on. I'd be like, no, I'm good. No, put the hat on. And then they try to put a hat on your head, and then everyone's like, oh my God, your head is so big. This doesn't happen ever now. But, it, you know, in the tender years of my life, it did. And it was torture. It was torture.
Did you have that head size when you were a kid, too? Like when you were little?
Yeah, well, probably around, you know, right before puberty is when, always a big head, but like really, then when you start to grow into like heading towards adulthood, which starts at the age of 11 and a half. My head just was massive. My brother, if I can drag him into this, I think we probably have the same size head. They had to get a special football helmet, like order it. When he was in 8th grade, they're like, we need to send out for a helmet that we don't have at the school. They had to have like a bake sale to get my brother a helmet that fit.
Oh.
So well, let me ask you this: do you or your husband have a larger size heads?
Not that I know of.
Oh, you'll be fine. I think
Okay.
Wyatt is not in store for the carry levels of humiliation that I dealt with. I'm referring to the film.
Oh, got it. I hope
Just
not.
the torment that I experienced as a guy with a really big head.
So everyone in the chat saying how cute your baby is. FYI,
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
It really.
Someone said that's a quality. Dave Bisha said that's a quality human baby.
It's a total. Have you thought, now being in show business, have you considered getting him out there working, doing commercials, doing Gerber ads? I don't even know what babies do.
I have thought about it, but I don't know. Do I want him to be tainted by the dark underbelly of Hollywood? I don't know.
Yeah, we've very few kids come out the other side intact.
I know. Look at like the Olsen twins, or
yeah, they're just smoking all the time.
How dare they?
How dare they? What's that?
I think one of them quit smoking.
I hope so, for their sake.
There's a hope. There's another side to it.
My question though, Sue, babies and show business aside, so your podcast is about scams, broadly speaking.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite scam that you've heard about or in fact have pulled off?
That I've pulled off.
It can be whatever the context is.
They're all my favorite. Okay. I love, broadly speaking, I like the Fire Festival. I like Anna Delvey. I like your classic buzzworthy scams. I think they're great. I like any scam that is someone scamming rich people. I love that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It's like Robin Hood.
Absolutely.
But I really love I love Epstein. Ugh, I know. I hate saying that. There's so many layers to it.
It's really, it's disturbing, but it's so fascinating. I know.
Is that a scam though? I mean, I love it too for all that horrible shit, but is that really a scam?
I think it's a scam.
So these are high level scams, because I was going to pitch you a scam.
What do you got? That
I feel is arguably not on the level of any scams you've referenced so far.
No, I like all scams. Lay it on me. I like them all.
This is a scam that I pulled off twice in my life. You need accomplices. It takes 4 people.
Okay.
It's just the drive-through.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
All right, sorry. No, I won't spoil. I was just making sure that was what you
Yes, this is what you do. I did this twice growing up in the suburbs of Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
You drive through the fast food restaurant of your choice. In my case, it was the Burger King near my house, walking distance, probably half a mile. So you go through and you order whatever you want, but enough food for 2, let's say, because then this is the perfect, or not. Well, you'll see. Anyway, order whatever you want. Order a bunch of food, and then you pull through the drive-through, and you pull really far away from the window. Now, the other car where the other 2 teenage boys are. So actually, you only need 3 people for the scam, now that I'm hearing myself out. But basically, my friend Tim and I were in the one car. I was in the driver's seat. And you pull it really far away from the window. Then the other car parks, 50 yards away. And someone gets out and they wait. And then you pull really far away from the window, leaving a gap in between. And then they hand the food out, and then your friend runs through and grabs it
Oh, I
Football
love
style.
that. I love that.
and run. I see. I immediately returned to being 16 years old, and I can't even tell this story without laughing as if it's just.
So wait, if you're in the car, then you have to pretend like, oh my god,
You have to be like, oh my god,
What happened?
yeah, what's going on here? Like what?
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's more of a prank than a scam.
What? Nope.
No?
No, as you're about to see. Because then they have to give you all the food again.
Oh, then it's a scam.
So the saddest thing about it is that you've already paid for it. So really, it's just a 50% discount.
Yeah.
But what does the person think though, that you just dropped it into a black hole? Like, what do they think?
Well, I think usually it's another teenager.
And they don't care.
Who doesn't have enough, doesn't care enough to be like, oh, we need to figure out what happened. But it's usually someone in their 20s at the very oldest. And they're just
So then you go and pick up your friend who took the extra bag?
No, that's not what. Chris, see, this is why you're not a scammer. They run. They keep running, and then they run to the other car. You're there with your friend screaming like, oh my god, this guy came from out of nowhere and took our Whoppers and chicken tenders.
I'm sorry, I love it.
And so you freak out. And you go to the person in the window like, oh my god, wasn't that crazy? And then so they're not paying attention to your friend who's run off with the food. This has to be at night also. It's better.
Okay.
So he gets in the other car, and then you have an agreed meeting place. In our case, we agreed to meet up at the local grade school that we had all attended. And we met on the baseball dugout or the field, which was actually cement. But and then we split up the food, and
you feast.
You feast, and it's the most delicious food you'll ever eat in your whole life.
You're like Jesse James over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
this is a good scam.
I feel like it's maybe not on the level that you're looking for.
No,
though.
this is good. I love scams like this, and this scam works because it's a little guy scamming the big guy, sticking it to the man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of that, but yeah.
Burger King, they deserve it.
They totally deserve it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's and I think you could.
Have there been any fast food related scams featured on the pod?
Oh, this is a good question.
Like did you watch McBillions?
Oh
HBO?
yeah, McMillionaire.
McMillions or whatever.
McMillions. I did watch that. That's good. Those gambling ones are good, but not any with actual food. So
right.
New territory.
It's a tricky one with food because you run the risk of, they could do stuff to the food if they're on to you. Mm.
Did you ever? People always say that, but I waited tables for a while, and I was like, I never really cared enough to really do anything to the food. Did you ever do that?
I never would. I'm not saying I'm a good person at all, because we all know that I'm not. Mm-hmm. But I think that sort of thing of doing something to the food is like seems like that you would I think it's like completely mentally ill to just be like,
it's like sociopathic. I think
100%.
My girlfriend has a friend she grew up with. I will not say that, but there's this. I won't say the restaurant because then anyone who hears this will connect the dots and they'll figure out exactly who I'm talking about. But she talks about that her friend in high school, some girl she didn't like ordered a salad at the restaurant she worked at and she spit in it. And I was to this day horrified by this story because then the person who does this thing is just sitting there going like, yeah, I got you.
Mhm.
Whereas like the person who ate the salad probably didn't even notice.
Right.
And their body just dealt with it. They just had the salad and probably like, oh, it's a pretty good salad, whatever.
Right. Like, so how are you cool? Like, how are you? No one knows. No one cares. Like, you're not that cool.
No.
Wait, I did think of one, a fast food related scam that we covered. Chuck E. Cheese, there's a theory that they save the leftover pizza from people's tables and put that into make new pizzas with the leftover pizza. And there's like a kind of like a YouTube documentary on it. So we covered that.
Wow.
So they like just like like
they put it in a
I'm debunking
grinder.
this.
They put it in a blender.
Well, that's not how you make pizza.
Right.
Like if there's leftover slices, they'll take them and
assemble it on a new tray.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the crust wouldn't align, and anyone, even a 5-year-old, would know.
Not when you're surrounded by the video.
Like, even little Wyatt would dip his sunglasses down and be like, "Hey, something's amiss here.
Right,
I'm too young for pizza, but I know enough to know this is not what it's supposed to look like."
Never eaten a solid food, but I know that something's up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems, but at the same time, looking at it from the other end, I bet you that pizza's delicious.
Just as good. Nobody touched it.
Or it tastes just as good as it would have tasted. I can't remember.
Wait, so is this proven to be like this actually happens, or is it bullshit?
There's a theory, like well, I don't want to give this guy press, but there's a YouTuber called Shane Dawson who does like a whole expose on it and like goes to Chuck E. Cheese and covers it. And it sure looks like the pizza is a mishmash of other pizzas. So, but Chuck E. Cheese himself has not admitted to it.
Chucky, we need to confront the mouse or the rat, whatever it is.
Give me the mouse.
There was not actually just down the street from the Burger King where this the big scam took place. Did you guys ever hear this? I don't know why, and it rankled us. We didn't get a Chuck E. Cheese in our town, but there was a Goodtime Charlie's, which was the same thing, only instead of a mouse, a bear would come out and work the room. Like a guy in a bear costume. And you would wait and wait, be like, I think a lot of times they didn't even hire anyone to put the costume on, because you'd be like, I was there for 4 hours. Bear never came out.
Scam.
Yeah, that's a scam in itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have him on the sign. Is there still a Chuck E. Cheese in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Atlantic, right? I was just there yesterday.
Oh, really?
I wasn't at Chuck E. Cheese. I was at Atlantic Terminal. There's
Chuck
E. Cheese there.
I was going to say.
But didn't they go bankrupt, though? Or no? They're still in business?
I don't
The one
know.
here in New Jersey closed. One in Union, New Jersey closed down.
Did it?
How does... I don't understand how...
They're always attached to guitar centers.
Are they?
They're that kind of highway.
Yeah, it's like Guitar Centers and Old Navy. It's like they're always right next to each other.
Well, that's because the whole family ticks the boxes. Mom goes in. She's like, I'm going to grab some overalls. Dad's like, I'm going to get a Dean guitar, and then we'll get pizza.
Yeah.
The perfect day, basically. If I had a family, that's what I would say. That couldn't be better.
Wyatt would love it.
Wyatt, good times all the time. Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, based on that picture, I realize, I'm sure he's, he has bad days just like anybody else.
Well, he does scream, but this is my theory, and it may be controversial. I took Prozac while I was pregnant, so he is very happy and like super chill. Like he's so chill all the time, and I think that's why. I don't know. That's what I attribute it to.
Now
it's approved. My doctor said it was okay.
It's approved. Yeah, I was going to say, in my medical opinion, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, my doctor says it's okay.
And for what it's worth, I took Prozac during a pregnancy as well.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
I can't speculate on its effects, but I did.
Thank you.
Man, wait. So what's another?
Have you done a Nigerian prince episode?
No, but
that's been going on for like decades, I feel like.
no, but there's like a modern day one that's happening, not a Nigerian prince, but one where people will call you on the phone. Do you know Abby Holland? Do you guys know Abby Holland? She's like a comedy person. She's a producer at Sirius. She got called by someone who had all this information about her and convinced her to go to the Apple store and buy Apple gift cards. And she was about to like read him the serial number on the gift card when somebody stopped her. Like the cashier was like, "Are you being told to do this right now?" And like stopped her in her tracks. And she was just like fell out of it. But she is a smart person who was scammed by this.
Yeah.
Like they knew so much about her life. Yeah. And they had her convinced that she was talking to someone at the CIA. Like it was wild. Story.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. They just called her out of the blue and she was like on the phone with them for an hour.
And it was the person at the Apple store that saved her from.
Yep.
Yeah, they're probably trained to like look out for buying like a ton of gift cards.
I had to just show you how anyone can be vulnerable to scams.
Tell me.
This week, or in the last few days, I had my friend's dad, what appeared to be my friend's dad, started messaging me on Facebook. We're Facebook friends. But he would, because they connect Instagram and Facebook now, the Messenger, he was messaging me. It was like his name and his photo, but it was through Instagram. And he was like, "Hey, how have you been?" I'm like, "Oh, pretty good. How have you been?" Small talk. And then he's like, "Through the grace of God, I'm doing quite well." And then I was like, that already doesn't sound like him, but keep going. And then he's like, "Hey, have you heard about this like great bailout, COVID bailout thing or some basically like here's money, you get money." And then I was like, "No, sounds great." And then I was waiting for him to be like, "Just give me your routing information," and he didn't. And then, but he kept like being like, "Oh man, it's so great." And then so I was like, "This can't be him." So I was like, before we continue this conversation, I'm like, what are your children's names? And he was like, "Why are you asking me about children?" And so anyway, I figured out. But for a good 3 or 4 exchanges, I was like, "Oh, this is my friend's dad."
Do you think his profile got hijacked?
No, I think because I looked at his Facebook profile, it was still intact, but then someone made an Instagram profile for him and contacted me through that.
Got it.
Yeah, so I thought to contact him, but
I've been getting all kinds of text messages. Somebody, I don't know, has my has my number, but the text messages are usually addressed to Andy, and there's all kinds of links they just want you to try. I can't believe what Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are crying about, and the Meghan and Harry stuff, and like all these just random. I guess they're just trying to hook me with gossip. I don't know what.
It's coming from Chris's number though, right?
I think so.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I thought I was
Chris
using,
Gersbeck.
like,
Chris, you could just say hi. You don't have to be weird about it, man.
I know
He knows you love celebrity talk.
Yeah. Who doesn't love gossip? But always with your new website, I guess.
I'm sorry. I've been very bored the past few months.
We'll work it.
It looks like you're in like a Pee-wee's Playhouse room.
I'm in a circus tent, actually.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's the wallpaper that was in this room when we moved in, and we just haven't taken it down.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
I love it. I love it.
We might be changing it. Just a heads up soon, because it's
You
kind of
heard it here first.
It's falling off the walls and stuff. So
And just glue it back on. Some elements.
What is Sue Smith? Is there a scam that you can teach us that we could all go do tonight
Yes.
Like, because I'm always seeing on TikTok, they're like, "Here's a scam. It's totally legal."
Oh, it's not legal, but
Okay, it doesn't have to be legal. I'm just saying some of the things that have come across my desk.
Okay.
What's a good scam?
There is an artist. There's a hip hop artist called TJX6, and in his lyrics, he explains how to do credit card fraud on the dark web. And I, in one episode, followed his lyrics, followed his instructions, and did it. And it's fascinating. All you have to do, just follow it step by step. I mean, I didn't commit any frauds, but I could see credit card numbers on the dark web that you could buy and use, and people's information. It's wild. So if that is something that you want to do, if you have no heart, you can do that. You can go on the dark web, follow these instructions, and do it.
How do you get to the dark web?
That was my question. I was trying to play it cool. I don't understand.
No.
It's a browser setting?
Yeah, no, you have to download a special browser called Tor.
It's not like incognito mode.
No, it's its own thing.
Something else, yeah.
Yeah. But TJ explains it in his song. So he explains how to get on the dark web. Yeah, he really, I mean, to have the balls to just like lay it all out there in your lyrics is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Art, it's just a song. Doesn't mean anything.
Wait, let me think of some like non like heartbreaking ones. Oh, well, anytime I'm shopping online, if I'm like at a big retailer or whatever, before I check out, I just Google, like I bought baby clothes at H&M. I Google H&M discount code before I check out. And you'll usually find I got a 10% off one. So that's like a cool scam to stick it to the man if you want.
Wait, how is that a scam?
It's not a discount code that they're offering. It's one that you like poke around the internet and find, but you can usually always find one.
Yeah, but find that for like Shake Shack and stuff. There's always like a $5 off coupon.
Yeah, out there.
But that's just smart shopping, isn't it?
Thank you.
Right? I think.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's scamming because the coupons were not intended for your use and you're finding them. I don't know. I think it's a little scammy. Just let me have this.
I think it's okay. I'm going to sign off. Sounds okay to me. I don't understand how stuff works, but it sounds okay.
What's the difference?
Wait, no, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, what's the difference between like a scam and like a straight up cheating sort of situation? Like I had community service years ago.
And did?
Yeah, and I was able
what?
to for things go sideways sometimes. I had a situation.
This is how we find out.
And I had
you really
to
never know who you're dealing with.
I had community service, and I was running out of time to get it done, and it was kind of lax where I was serving it, so I was able to kind of like go sign in at the desk, and then actually I would just go to work for the day, and then I would come back at the end of work and sign out. So I kind of like double booked that time. So was that a scam or did I cheat?
Wow. Well, I want to know what the community service was like.
At this point, it was I was looking through newspapers in the library for historical nuggets relating to the town.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You're not. I was like, if it's like a homeless shelter or something like that, then that's a little shady. I think it's a good little scam. Cheating has a bad connotation to it.
Right.
Cheating, they say cheaters never win, winners never cheat. Like, it's got a bad association, but scamming, now that's great. And this is a good scam. I approve.
I'm proud of it. It's one of my top shelf moments.
That's a pretty good one. I actually thought of another one that I used to pull, really dangerous to myself. And I only learned in later years how risky it was. I used to have a job after college, a part-time job, and doing like clerical work. And there was a water fountain in the office, as there are in many offices. It was just, but it's a small office, like 5-7 people. And I would just drink a ton of water. And after a while, the rhythm of that, I would have to go to the bathroom all the time. And I reasoned that no one could complain that you're going to the bathroom. Like, you can't
It's a good
Like,
scam.
hey, you're not working. Yeah. So I was able to use up at least 15 minutes of every hour going to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
because I was drinking so much water.
15 minutes to pee?
Well, because
you're walking there.
3 trips an hour. Okay. Every 15 minutes, I go pee, right? Because I'm drinking insane amounts of water. And so I go 5 minutes every time. Now, the thing of it is, I noticed on some days I started to get a little dizzy. And then I talked to a friend who was in med school, and he said, well, it's kind of dangerous because if you lower your sodium levels too much, which you could do by drinking too much water, you could induce a seizure. And because this was like right after college, and I would like drink so much water, by the time lunchtime came around, I would be just like dizzy. I was so hydrated.
Drunk on water, it's great.
And then I would go and buy a falafel or some salty thing from a cart in the street, and then just kind of like reconstitute myself and start all over again in the afternoon with my heightened sodium levels.
Was the falafel your first meal of the day? Had you eaten before that? Because it could be hunger.
It might, yeah, it could have been. I don't know. I probably wasn't. It wasn't really a. It would have been a period of my life where I was so broke that I very well may have not eaten breakfast just for lack of money.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, really.
But I do like this concept of water drunk. That's a good idea.
You basically 25% of the day is spent peeing.
This is good. I think it's a good scam.
And the man is paying for it.
Right. Then it's good. I approve of it.
I would, I would chalk it up to the. I wouldn't. It's not something I would do today, but I don't think I would be working somewhere like that where I felt the need to avoid the job that much.
You got a job you really hate. Listen, you got to milk that clock, baby.
Yeah. Now, you could also sort of. There's a lot of things you can do. To spend more. But after a while, you spend too much time in the bathroom, people start to be suspicious. 5 minutes, no one questions it.
Right.
There you go. You could also pretend you're just smoking cigarettes or something, because smokers can just get away with.
I have a friend who was fired from Panera for smoking too much.
Ooh.
I think it was a low point of his life. When you get let go from Panera because they're like, we can't accommodate all the smoking breaks you're taking.
Oh man,
need is the need, man.
And I think it wasn't like he was just like, he wasn't like pulling a Dave Hill with cigarettes of like just trying to eat up the clock. I think he just genuinely needed a cigarette, and they were like, hey, we got bread bowls to serve here, pal. You're out. It's very sad.
I saw somebody smoking on a documentary recently. Like, there's a new documentary on HBO called Generation Hustle, which is very good. And it's like 10 episodes about scams. But somebody on one of the episodes was smoking. And I was like, that's so, like, no one does that anymore.
I know. I was out today and this guy was smoking. And I was wearing my mask, and it kind of got trapped in my mask.
Oh.
And I was like, I wasn't grossed out. I was kind of like, that's kind of charming.
Because retro.
Yeah, I don't really smell. I had like this feeling of I hadn't smelled like really been confronted by a cloud of smoke in so long. That I was like, oh, that's kind of nice, actually. Like I prefer.
I smell weed more than anything now. Like, we were in Manhattan to get our my vaccination shot, and
which you did today, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere. It already was. I feel like you could already smell weed all over the streets of New York, but now it's just like it's like 11 a.m. People are just smoking on the street.
I love that. I'm sober, but I love the smell of weed. Love it.
Nothing wrong with that. 11 a.m. All right.
Wait, now I know I should know this, but it's legal now or it's decriminalized?
In New York, it's completely legal. So you
So
can smoke it out
mostly.
anywhere. You can smoke cigarettes. You can
Really?
Yeah,
can't-
like
we
public
can't, like-
parks you can't, but just like on the sidewalk, yeah, like they can't do anything about it now.
Now, will there be weed stores in?
It's coming, but probably not for another year or two.
It's gonna take a while.
Oh man, I want to get in on that.
It's good shit.
You can make a lot of money, isn't that?
I think so, but I heard that like the regulations are like really fuck you on it.
You got to have big money to even get in.
Yeah.
That's been the big block of the legislation, is how they're going to make it available to, smaller businesses being able to get in and maintain their standing. So we'll see.
Wait, you've had a cat the whole time?
No, yes, but she just climbed up here.
Oh, I was like, we have 4 minutes left, and I was like, now you're just breaking out the cat? That's a power move.
There's another one too, sleeping by the window.
Now, how do Wyatt and the cats? Can you tell us the cats' names?
Yes, this is Noodle, and the other one is Snacks.
Those are really great names. You know, I know you have many talents, but if anyone hasn't pointed out your talent for naming children and pets,
thank you.
If you indeed named,
I did
the child and pets.
I did, and I firmly believe that pets need pet names and humans need human names.
I heard that. Like it's really bad to call like your dog Jonathan or something. Like, it should have. Like, my dog is named Lucy.
That's cute. That's kind of a pet name, though.
It is, but I have a friend named Lucy, and I didn't even put it together that they had the same name until I ran into her in the street, and she's like, "Who's this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, same name."
My friend has a dog named Emma, or a cat named Emma. I'm like, come on, no.
Yeah, you can't.
We have a cat named Zach, but he came that he was already named Zach. No, we didn't name him.
Okay.
Cats don't.
No, I know we could have changed it, but he looked like a Zach, so we just kept it. But I have a friend named Zach, and I think he was a little freaked out.
Must get really confusing when he swings by the house.
Yeah.
Zach and the cat are bumping into each other whenever they hear their names.
Oh, sorry.
I thought it was me. We only have a couple minutes left. Caitlin, she's wrangling a 3-year-old, so it's understandable.
Yes, her household. She's saying the kid is sick, and everybody's sick over there.
Oh no! But not with just like they have cold or something. Nothing serious.
Yeah, the husband got the second COVID vaccine, so he's kind of like, which knocked me on my ass too. Yeah.
Yeah. I needed a nap.
I was like out. I took half a day off work. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I'm today.
Yeah.
But aside from the sore arm, I don't really feel.
You look really weird.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a given. But also the sunburn from yesterday doesn't help.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how well you can tell, but I'm like really pink right here.
Well, we need to. We need to read. Des has brought this to my attention. Elvira Canaveral, super chat. I will consult on weed biz at wordcrimes.com. I don't know what that means, but
sounds like a loophole.
It's some dark web thing, clearly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, my question, this is a question for next week, I guess. Elvira, are you building these domains over the course of the show? Because every show ends with a new domain name being put out there. So, but we'll get into that next week. We gotta. Oh, there's the This is a slick show, Sue, as
I see.
You've picked up on. There's sort of outro music that's come on. Everyone,
there's one more super chat that just snuck in.
My gosh, another super chat.
Jessica She says, and I will correct any misinformation by sending you to the normal website, and that's NORML for information about marijuana laws relevant to you.
No, that was helpful.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you, Jessica Kybell. Thank you, Sue Smith.
Thank you guys. This is so fun.
And everybody, and thank you, Wyatt. I feel like we heard Wyatt in the background, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's screaming. Yeah.
Everyone, listen to the Scam Wild podcast.
I just put the link in the chat there.
The link that is in the chat if you're watching live now, or you can get on the internets.
Scamwildpodcast.com.
Yes.
Yeah. And everyone go to MaximumFun.org/join to support this podcast and Maximum Fun in general. Let's ride off. Until next week. This has been the Dave Hill Goodtime Hour. I don't know why I looked off in the distance. No, it's pointless. I don't know why I did that.
You're thoughtful.
It was fitting, though.
It was,
worked.
yeah. It was pensive.
Pensive, all of it.
There we go. Good
So
night, all.
Don't hang up. We'll say bye to you properly. I don't know why I decided to say that right now, but
Got it.
that's something I should have emailed earlier.
But are we out? Are we out?
We're going. We're about to go out.
Everyone's heard that. So, you're showing them how the sausage was made when you're saying, so everyone knows that you tell the guests to not leave.
No, because the past 3 weeks in a row, I've forgotten to tell people to leave, and then they just
And then
sign off, and I feel bad.
they run away as fast as they can.
I couldn't wait to.
I didn't want that to happen again.
No. Jazzy. Now there